Right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to you, Akim, teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. As always, this is Baba Caleb coming back at you with another lesson to edify the Lord's elect. As always, I like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations, because Israel, as a people, has been scattered amongst all nations throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. Okay, so I got a copyright strike here, which was expected. I anticipated this because I did a video entitled Ezekiel 33 verse 33. So what does Ezekiel 33 and verse 33 say? Let's just get it. Right, it says, and when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Okay, so when this comes to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So what was I talking about in this lesson that was so offensive that YouTube had to give me a strike for? Well, like many other brothers who posted that RT video clip, which actually confirmed without a shadow of a doubt that the M to the O to the T to the B from the Revelation from the 3 to the 16, no, 13 to the 16 to the 18. If you know what I'm talking about, after talking code ridiculously, because this truth is hurting these people in YouTube. If the M to the O to the T to the B ain't real, if the M to the O to the T to the B ain't real, then why would you have to censor this information? You see, this is the thing, Esau. You can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. By you extending your hand to try and curtail brothers' videos and come up against this thing, you're only further proving this truth. So you ain't stopping shit, man. You can't turn back the words of the Most High. The Most High has spoken it, and thus it shall be done. So you ain't stopping anything, man. This train's gonna keep on rolling. Train keeps on rolling. It's gonna roll right over you, because, as I'm going to break down, there's nothing stronger than the truth. I mean, you have Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, but then the real strength is in that truth. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the most powerful thing. No lie can come up against the truth. It may flourish for a time, but in the end, the truth always wins. It's like gravity, man. It's like gravity, man. You can't say gravity don't exist. What are you going to do, jump off a skyscraper and think you're going to fly? No, gravity's going to get your ass, because guess what? Gravity always wins. And why does it always win? Because it's one of the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Just in the same way the truth is a law. The truth will always win in the end. A lie cannot sustain itself forever. You know? So what does this shit say? Hello, GMS Dead to This World too. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. Oh, really? Is that so? And we've removed the following content from YouTube. Video Ezekiel 33 verse 33. We know this might be disappointing and blah blah blah, but you can take this shit and stuff it up your ass, YouTube. We don't give a fuck about you and your medical misinformation policies. Like, this is going to stop the truth. The truth is the truth. And guess what? You're the person who probably clipped my video is probably going to end up taking the MOTB themselves. So fuck you, man. What's your judgment for taking that mark? Ooh, your tongue shall consume away in your mouth, and your eyes are going to burn in their sockets, man. How's that for a judgment? Yeah, I'm talking to you, you motherfuckers who want to try and censor our videos and shit. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has got a judgment for you people, man. So, I want to talk about the truth. And to talk about the truth, we should get Ezra's. First Ezra's, right? To show you the power of the truth. Starting from about 3 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. So let's get into this, right? Because you people, you probably don't know your scriptures because, I suspect most of you are probably Edomites anyway, so you throw the words of the Most High behind your back. But guess what, man? None of these words shall fail. Yep. And what the second is the 9th chapter say, the same must know after death by pain. So death by pain is coming to you, man. So it says, first this was the 3rd chapter. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken and been satisfied, were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another, Let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in tokens of victory, as to be clothed in purple, and to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom. See, wisdom is important, man. Wisdom is very important. And if you disregard the wisdom that's being brought out by us men of the Lord, which Lord willing we be the prophets, then guess what? The same must know after death by pain. It's not my words, it's the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Read 2nd Ezra 9 and 9, I believe. I'll get it afterwards, but let's stay on this point. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin. And then everyone wrote his sentence and sealed it and laid it under the king Darius his pillow, and said that when the king is risen, some will give him the writings, of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge that his sentence is the wisest to him. Shall the victory be given as was appointed. The first wrote, now we're talking about what's the strongest thing, right? The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. And the third wrote, women are the strongest. But above all things, the truth beareth away the victory. Now when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and so he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media, and the governors, and the captains, and the lieutenants, and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment, and the writings were read before them. And he said, Call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said unto them, Declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceedingly strong is wine! It causeth all men to err that drink it. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to all be one, of bondman and of the free man, and of the poor man and of the rich. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remember neither sorrow nor debt. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor. And it maketh to speak all things by talents. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love to both friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. O ye men, is not wine the strongest, that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace. 4th chapter. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength, that bear the rule over the sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all these things, and hath dominion over them. And whatsoever he hath commanded them, they do. If he bid them to make war one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go down and break down mountains and walls and towers. and slay, and they slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandments, Lakia. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well as the spoil, as all things else. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers, and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it unto the king, and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down and eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest. And these keep watch round about him. Neither may anyone depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed? And he held his tongue. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, is it not the great king? So Slacker. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by land and sea. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up, and planted the vineyards from whence wine cometh. These also make garments for men, these bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favour and beauty? And letting all these things go, do they not gape, and even with an open mouth fix their eyes fast upon her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto gold, silver, or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and hath remembered neither father nor mother nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labour and toil, and give and bring all to women? Yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob, and to steal, and to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and have become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him, and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bartacus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head, and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with an open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princes looked upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. Now here's the point. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in its course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth hath cried upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness they also shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth for evermore. And that's the point of this lesson, man. You can come up against us and try and censor our videos for talking about the MOTB, bringing out the truth on all other kinds of information. Yeah, you can censor this stuff, but you ain't averting the truth, because the truth always wins. It's a losing game, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has got your asses in checkmate, man. You can't win this thing. You can try. You can try the best you can. You can try the best you can, but in the end, it's never going to be enough, because you're wrestling against the will of the master of the universe, which is Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, the ones that the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai. That is our power, and their power resides in the truth, and no lie can break the truth. The truth is like the light, and the lie is like darkness. When that light hits the darkness, that darkness disappears, man. And the world is steeped in darkness. And you stupid idiots at YouTube who think you're just doing your job and going about your business, oh, just got to collect the paycheck, man. Fucking look at the bigger picture. If you're an Edomite, then fuck you, I don't give a shit, right? If you're a heathen, fuck you, I don't give a shit. But if you're an Israelite sitting there waking up YouTube and you're hearing this word and you're trying to censor the word of the prophets and the apostles, then you're doing the will of you're doing the will of Satan, essentially. And though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So if you think that there's not going to be a recompense for the things that you're doing to come up against the truth, think again, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has got special judgment lined up for your ass, man. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Think about that before you go to sleep at night, because the judgment's coming, man. I'm going to get it. 2 Ezra 9. Isaiah 66 verse 15. Revelation 1 verse 7. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to cut your asses, man, with these scriptures, man. And you're clearly cut, because if you weren't cut, you wouldn't have to censor this stuff. If you had any sense, you just play it cool, let it slide. But by you trying to come up against this thing, you're only proving that we've got the truth, man. And we knew through faith that we had the truth anyway, but you're only further confirming it. You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Let's keep on reading, man. 38. 2 Ezra 4:38. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth for evermore. See, the truth's going to outlive your asses, man. What you got? Maybe 70 years tops? Maybe 80 by reason of strength? But the truth, it endureth forever, man. You can't come up against this thing. What did they say in Acts the 5th chapter? Leave these men alone, lest you happily be found to fight against the Most High himself. Ain't no man ever tried to fight against the Most High and won. And that includes you, Esau, man. Your judgment's already lined up. What is it, Obadiah 1:18? You ain't gonna win. It says Babylon the Great's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. I bet they're going to start censoring that soon when we start saying America's Babylon the Great. Oh, what? Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? It seems so. Who gives a damn? I don't give a damn about your opinion. The only opinions that matter are Yahweh Shai and doing his will. That's pertaining to, what is it? Ecclesiastes the 12th chapter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Ain't no skin off our backs, man. We be doing these things anyway because that's what we're called to do. Whether you censor us or not, we'll prophesy unto the wind, and it will still bring about the destruction of your wicked ass kingdom, man. Your dirty ass, wicked ass kingdom, which has outstayed its welcome on the earth. You know, even the trees are going to rejoice when Esau goes down, man. Think about that. All the animals are going to rejoice. The earth is going to return back to Idan, paradise, which you idiots are corrupted, man. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand. Was it? Yeah. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not wherein, who is he? And you tried to cover the faces of the judges, and you're still doing it now by trying to censor this truth. Alas, I digress. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth for evermore. With her is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is there any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the Most High of truth. And with that he held his peace. And all the people shouted and said, Great is the truth, and mighty above all things. Then said the king unto him, Ask what thou wilt, more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee, because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next to me, and shalt be called my cousin. Then said he unto the king, Remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus had set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and sent them again thither. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites, get that? Thou hast also vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. So you Edomites, you've always been trying to come up against the truth, man. Has it ever won? Has it ever got you the victory? No. But you're desperately in your last fleeting few moments of your kingdom. You're desperately trying to cling to the power that was given unto you by the prophecy of your forefather Isaac, which was Yahushua himself. He that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. That's your judgment. Again, Obadiah 1 and 18. You may think I'm just a man sitting here talking, but guess what? The truth's going to get your ass in the end. Just like gravity, you'll always win. I mentioned 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Let's get that and I'll close out. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, remember Ezekiel 33 and 33, and when these things come to pass, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. And then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the Highest of plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And here's the one for you, Mr. YouTube censor. Then shall they be in pitiful case which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away shall despitefully dwell in torment. See, you casted away the word of the prophets despitefully, which equals the fact that you're going to dwell in torments when Yahushua comes. For such as in the life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, while yet they had liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was opened unto them, understood it not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. Did you hear that? The same must know it after death by pain. How's that? And therefore, be not thou curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world was created. That's the truth. What you got to say about that? Oh, you could try censoring this video, but guess what? It's still the truth. So with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone of all well, and shalom to all you sincere brethren that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. Yeah, Lord willing, I'll be doing another lesson soon, if the Spirit wills. But until then, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatha, Wa Abba Babal, Wa Kram Yashwala. Shalom for now.